is the Big O Show. This 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 is the Big O Show. This
So here we are. I wanted to show you the backyard again because we had some trouble last time, but you know, CuttersEdgePro.com does some amazing stuff, and they're the boys and the girl. They're having fun. There we go. Right, Maiden? Right, Bono? There we go. They're having fun. I'm having fun. Look at our Sylvester palm. It is beautiful. We got another one in the front yard like that. You can take your home and landscaping to the next level. And the artificial turf, look at that. Look at that, the two dinosaurs going at it, huh? Look at that. Gotta love the dinosaurs. Look at them. They like to bite each other's legs. That's what they do. They play with each other and then they bite each other and they piss each other off. It's fun. One is Bono, which is the one farther away from you, and Maiden. She's the girl right here. She's a badass. That's for sure. So anyway, see the flowers are coming out. Very nice. CuttersEdgePro.com, folks. This big tree there will start budding that I'm showing you there soon. It'll have all kinds of flowers. I'll post another video and I'll show it to you. This is a backyard where everybody gets to hang out. Over there in the corner there, I put the barbecue and cook. So that way it's the farthest away from the house, you know. If I light myself on fire or somebody else, we're out in the corner away from everybody. There you go. So you can get some flowers coming out, which is a beautiful thing. And I swear by this artificial turf, it always looks phenomenal. I don't have to cut it. I don't have to water it. And so I'm saving a lot of money, hundreds and thousands in the long run, because I'm not watering or, of course, cutting the grass. And you know, here in South Florida, we cut the grass like every 10 to 14 days.
There's no need to drive around South Florida wasting valuable time looking for a new or certified pre-owned Acura. Go to the #1 volume sales dealership in the Southeast United States. Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. Purchase with pace and space in a dealership tailored to your needs. From home buying to providing that personal touch. Contact the 2020 Satisfaction Award winner Craig Zins Acura of Pembroke Pines. 888-776-5123. That's 888-776-5123. Or visit them at 15601 Pines Boulevard in Pembroke Pines.
For over 16 years, EJDConstruction.com has provided South Florida residents quality craftsmanship, accurate project management, and exceptional service. That's why EJDConstruction.com is an A-rated member of Angie's List and the Better Business Bureau. When you're looking for the right custom home builder for additions or home remodeling, please call my friend Eric at 305-433-4843. That's 305-433-4843 for EJDConstruction.com.
When you move, you need a reliable company led by passionate folks, eager to assist its customers during a transitional process that needs to be smooth. Call Essential Moving Experts at 844-368-5750 for all your local and long-distance moving needs. you can rely on essential moving experts. Mention the Big O Show and get $150 off. Family owned and operated, they offer free 30-day storage, full-service moving, fully licensed, bonded, and insured. Moving was never so easy. EssentialMovingExperts.com.
If you're a Miami sports fan, then there's only one store to go to, and that's Caneswear at Miami Fanwear in Davie. They're your one-stop shop for all your inner Miami CFs, Canes, Dolphins, Panthers, and Marlins merchandise. They have hats, t-shirts, game day jerseys, and so much more. Located at 2511 South University Drive in Davie, and open 24/7 online at Caneswear.com or InnerMiamiWear.com. Call them at 954-835-5597. Caneswear, the spot where Inner Miami and all Miami sports fans shop.
With more than 62 years of litigation experience handling insurance disputes, Welton Rayom is committed to resolving even the toughest insurance claims quickly. At Welton Rayom, they don't get paid unless you win. They handle complex personal injury claims caused by the fault of another in both state and federal courts. They handle auto, trucking, motorcycle, slip and fall, and bicycle accidents. Call 954-966-4646. That's 954-966-4646. Welton Rayom can help.
Oh, great. You have a doorbell camera. Now you have a front row seat to your house getting robbed.
They're breaking into my house!
Ooh, there goes the TV. I'm sure it'll turn up at the pawn shop.
No, not the TV!
Just because you can see them, that doesn't mean you can stop them. With Slogans, you get 24-hour monitoring, a free home security system, and professional installation. Plus, free doorbell camera, one that'll actually work for you.
Get out of my house! Get out of the house!
Call 1-800-ALARM-ME.
Hialeah Park Casino is turning 10, and we're bringing you an anniversary bash like never before. See a million, win a million. Join us every Saturday in August, where 10 lucky customers will have a chance to take home $1 million. Snap a selfie with $1 million in cash, post it on social media, and get ready to win even more fantastic prizes. Come to Hialeah Park Casino's 10th anniversary celebration and make history with us. When you see a million, win a million.
Statements or beliefs expressed on the following program by the host, guests, or callers are not necessarily the opinions of FantasyXS.com, Media Group Inc., ownership, management, sponsors, or website. When it comes to South Florida sports teams, very few in the media have witnessed, lived, and covered it like the Big O. Let's start the program dedicated to your favorite South Florida teams with a passion that's unmatched. The Big O Radio Show is on. Here's the Big O.
All righty. Good morning, boys and girls. Hope you all are doing well. We are getting ready to go to Canton. We will be flying out about 2 o'clock, 2:20, 2:30, something like that, I think. Sean and I are ready to go. So this will be an abbreviated program. We got no interviews. The guys are actually at practice right now, so really they wouldn't be able to do it at this point. So we're going to move the interviews to Friday. So we'll just have a little fun here, kind of get a little bit going before we hit the road. By the way, we might as well start off with a little sum. So Sean, what happened yesterday in AEW? Tell me. I mean, I think something happened in AEW there when you were watching. Some prediction that happened. I don't know.
Yeah, TK did what TK does, which is why Dynamite's starting to get unwatchable. Frankie Fresco, that's for you, Mr. AEW. But Trent Beretta somehow can't win a match, but now they're going to book a tag team match for Rampage. So they put them over to build up to that match for Friday night in a parking lot in Jacksonville at Daly's place.
Hear ye, hear ye! Ladies and gentlemen, far and wide, the Sportstradamus has a prediction for all.
Told you yesterday. We told you. And what did you do, Sean? You gave me thumbs down. Thumbs down on my AEW prediction.
I'm giving you exactly what I gave TK when I saw the 1, 2, 3 last night.
What was that?
Double thumbs down.
The Sportstradamus has spoken.
I'm not hating that Big O got it right. I'm hating that TK got it wrong.
Right. You're hating that the business got it wrong. That they didn't, set it up properly. I got you. So, Sean, did you miss last night being at the stadium for another rain delay for Inter Miami? Oh, God.
Yeah, no. Don't miss those nights. Although at least now, when the game does start, you're looking forward to something. Because before you would sit there and then have to be like, oh, here we go.
Yeah. But you know what? Listen, here we go. Here's a message to the Moss brothers. Here's a message to the entire Inter Miami CF organization. You are now learning, and if you haven't learned by now, because Sean and I experienced it the first couple of years, we had all kinds of rain delays. And our atmosphere is only getting hotter, which means there's going to be more rain. And it's also going to be more intense. And you see it all over the world where all of a sudden within an hour or two, a week's worth of rain falls. And last night, I think like a couple of inches fell like within minutes. So, this is the kind of crap that you're going to have to deal with. The Marlins learned their lesson. When they were building their stadium, every time they talked about building a stadium, they talked about one with a roof because they did not want to deal with delays. Well, you're building up for a game a week. You're going to ruin it every time? Last night, the rain delay doesn't ruin it because it was a great night anyways. We enjoyed the soccer. They kicked Orlando City's ass, and that was awesome. Messi got pissed. We'll talk all about all that. But I'm just saying, you're going to build Miami Freedom Park, right? Well, you better build a roof, okay? You better build a roof because you and baseball are in the heart of our rainy season. Common sense. If you're in the winter, you can get away with it. You're not going to have the same amount of showers. But if your sport is playing from May, it's probably June more, but let's say from May to September or October, where you're in the hurricane season, rainy season, every afternoon we're going to have showers. And it rolls into the evenings a lot, dude. Trust me. I lived it for a couple of years with Inter Miami, and it continues. Common sense tells you better build a roof, dude. Your sport is in the summer. Our summers are not just hot. They're wet as hell. Build that roof because people are going to say, screw you, dude. I'm going to pay $200 to get soaked. Yeah, I want to see Messi, but I don't want to get soaked. And it's going to become that too. And you were a near sellout yesterday. If you didn't have the showers, maybe you would have had more walk-ups to finish out the sellout. I'm just telling you, put the damn roof. That'll guarantee you concerts. That'll guarantee you events. That'll guarantee you your games. That'll guarantee you your money and happy customers. If they got to deal with the rain running out and in, hey, so be it. They can buy raincoats. They can do that. Everybody can prepare for that. But they don't want to be uncomfortable in South Florida, wet, sweat, and then you know what comes after that water? It comes this humidity that is just, just unacceptable. So I'm just telling you, you guys do everything first class. You spend money when it comes to facilities and teams and all that kind of stuff, right? Well, here's the next thing you need to do in Miami Freedom Park. It better have a roof. Anyway, let's see. That's right, Frankie. Sean, stop hating Big O with the big victory cigar. That's right. Yeah, that's right. I need one of those. Got that victory cigar. How about the Marlins yesterday? How about Inter Miami? Yeah. By the way, if you haven't been to the Perdomo retail store, 57th Avenue in the Palmetto, and they got a ginormous cigar lounge there with like a 30-foot couch, TV, pool table, big giant humidor with all the Perdomos in there, so you can go grab yourself a 10th anniversary, 20th anniversary, man, kick back, champagne. Ooh, doggy, come on, man. Let's go. Perdomo Cigars. Go check it out. Plus, Nick Perdomo may be there, so you can see the star himself and take a picture with him. All righty. So let's talk a little Dolphins. Let's get into a little Dolphins. I got a feeling. I'm hooked on a feeling. Yeah, baby. I got this feeling. I don't know where it's coming from. Not exactly sure. But I'm getting that feeling that, remember, I've felt already that Dalvin would sign here, right? Okay. And we have given you that prediction for a while. Okay. The Sportstradamus told you everything about Dalvin prior. There was going to be no trade. When the media was reporting trades, I told you they were wrong. When the media was reporting, they're going to scoop up Dalvin right away. And, my buddy Omar Kelly's like, yeah, no, you got to give him a $10 million contract. No, that's not going to happen either. Right. So, yesterday I just started to get this feeling. And it was just one of those things where I was just like meditating and sitting there, because, I look like the meditating type. And so I'm sitting there, hum. And it's just like, I don't know, osmosis. I don't know how to explain it, but, it's like the football gods, and they're telling you, oh, we know you're a Dolphins fan. And we know you've been talking about Dalvin Cook. And, the football gods told me not to worry because there's not much of a difference in the offers. So for all that talk that they, paid the guy less money and he took a pay cut, which I don't believe Aaron Rodgers took a pay cut. I believe he deferred the money, and we will find out. Nobody takes a $30 million pay cut. 2025, he has a $35 million salary. Nobody keeps talking about that. 2026 through 28 are voidable years. 25, he has 35. So the 35, they say he gave up. It's deferred, but that's another story. I don't really give a shit. I don't follow the Jets. These are things that this is what I would be doing if I was doing the Jets. Then I would enlighten those kind of people about what's going on. Oh, no, he gave up money. No, he didn't. He deferred. But forget about it. Well, I don't care about that. But the bottom line was the space was open. So what did you think? What did the media say? Oh, they must be offering him more money, so much more. Actually not. So, from what I'm hearing, football gods. When I meditate, they rain down on me and they tell me things, And so, yeah, it's just one of those things where there really isn't that much competition. And the agent and the player, they've got their tin cup out and it's Salvation Army time, baby. It's there. And that's why if it's even, we're leaving. Okay? When it's even with Tyreek, he's leaving. When it's even with Waddle, we're leaving. When it's even with Mostert, we're leaving. When it's even with A-Chain, we're leaving. And if it's even with Cook, we leaving. So I got a feeling. Okay. Just, it's all I can tell you about the football gods. As for Dolphins camp, things are going well. The team looks good. I'm psyched as hell of the team. I could see some feathers being ruffled at times on offense. We'll see. There's some stuff there, but I think some stuff could come forward, and we'll find out. But anyway, they'll figure all that kind of stuff out and get it going. I know that they're trying to figure out the left guard and the right tackle. And I can tell you that right tackle position, I don't know what you're reading. I don't know what you're listening to, because I can't tell you I read and listen to everything that's out there. I do read some of the guys, and I do listen at times to shows when I get in the car. I'll run into, Joe, obviously, and Leroy and Tobin. So I'll hear those guys when I get in the cars, but I don't know exactly what you guys are hearing. You got some struggles on the offensive line right now, and I think there's going to be some tremors, shall I say, and media will react soon. But some of them won't be serious. I think some of them will be challenged, and I think on the right side, there's going to be some decisions there on the left guard spot. Believe it or not, I think Eichenberg is kind of settling in a little bit here. So the right tackle, I think that one's open. From what I've watched in camp, I think that one's open. I think there's going to be some rattling there. Okay. So, and there's been some other inconsistencies on the line, but definitely right tackle, which is the focus that everybody's talking about. I think that's one, whether you have Isaiah Wynn, who can play both guards, by the way. He can play right guard and left guard. He can play the tackle spots. But Lamb is a guy that has played right tackle, is playing more consistent. I just would not be surprised to see Lamb moving over. Okay. Would not be surprised. And then, you could see, and then that could lead to tremors. I'll just leave it at that. And so, these are things that, I think we're going to see now in the next week or two, which becomes the next level of training camp now, where they're going through what their plays and they're running. And at the same time, they're trying to figure out who belongs where. Okay. We're watching that they started early with Cam outside, Cater inside. So it looks like if it continues this way, see, on the offensive line, there's been some inconsistencies. But on the secondary, Cater looks super strong inside. And Cam has made a pretty nice transition early on It's early. He's going to make some mistakes. He's a kid. Let's not put like some label of second coming on the kid, but he's looked good, man. He looks the part. Unlike Noah, who was always looking, out of sorts and all that. And I know that he's, doing all right now, but we'll see now when we get into the moments that you have to perform. That's when we'll find out if he's made any I don't think he has a chance to make this team, to be quite honest. Can't help you on special teams. They have too much depth at that position now. They don't need to wait for Noah or anything like that. For his sake, I hope he turns the corner so he can find a job, somewhere else, because he's a great young man. So I am rooting for Noah. I just have no hope for him here. But in the secondary, some things are settling in really nice. And then you're going to get Needham back and you're going to get Trill back. And Needham can be the dime guy, and then Trill can be the backup there. You know what I'm saying? I really love the depth that the Dolphins have in the secondary. I don't care what anybody tells me. Okay? Offensive line, some issues got to be worked out there and all that, but they'll get that done. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, we'll see. We'll see what happens. But I can see some, tremors on the offensive line. I can see the media freaking out on something. Yeah, I can see all that kind of stuff. So we shall find out. We shall find out. What else do we have here? Omar Lopez, I see, was first. Adam Sadowski. JG Long out in Malaysia. Premier Reviewer is in. Rick the Man. He says, just arrived home and waiting for my plane to get a gate. Adam Pinkser is in, and he reminds us that the Jets suck. Let's see. Big O. Trent Beretta with the win last night. Thank you, Frankie. Appreciate you. You got to keep your eye on the sparrow. I'm telling you, when you do that, it all works out. Giovanni is in. He said he enjoyed the Inter Miami game versus Orlando last night. Soccer junkie here, and all the while watched the Marlins come back a few times. Down 5-0 at one point was a sweet night. Yeah. And how about the bell guy? Josh, ring my bell, bro. That's a way to open your Marlins career right there, dude. Tank is in. Brian Walters says, how about the Miami teams last night? Marlins new players played great last night. And for the first time in a long time, we came back down 5, and Phillies blew a 3 saves. Yes. Everybody smash the like button, says Brian. Thank you, sir. Thank you, no doubt, with the safe travels. Appreciate it. We will have fun this weekend. It's going to be a blast watching Zach go in. We'll get the interview. It'll be a great experience. We'll get a lot of film. Sean hopefully will post a lot of the stuff that we get to film and all that. So it'll be cool, man. Let's see. Rosendo is in. It says, good morning. Enjoy the beautiful beaches of Pine Island, Florida. He says, may your heart be filled with sunshine this Thursday morning, and may happiness fill your day until sunset. Amen to that, sir. Amen to that. DL is in. Gus 1388. Gordon Shumway says, oh, Hank is looking down on you right now with the biggest grin on his face with your prediction saying, I taught you well, my Padawan. Hank, I am grateful to Hank. I am grateful, even though I didn't really have a relationship with Neil at all. We spoke a couple times, but as a radio guy learning from afar. And then obviously, Ed Kaplan and Joe Rose. I've told Joe a couple times this, a lot of things that I learned with Joe about the radio business. A Mad Dog too, rest in peace. So I was able to steal from all those guys, and that's why I'm still around, by the way. That's why I'm still around. That's why you see in the last 15 years, you'll see a lot of names that come and go here in South Florida, especially radio. And they've very short careers, very short windows. So I am grateful to all of those guys because at one point or another, they influenced me. They taught me something, and it stuck to me, and it's been with me forever. And because of that foundation, that's why I'm still here. There's no doubt in my mind. Obviously, I have to adjust to what's going on because most of those guys didn't adjust to, including my man Joe, social media and and all the other stuff that you have to do nowadays compared, YouTube and all this other stuff that we do. You know what I'm saying? So I've had to roll with the changes, as REO Speedwagon would say. But there's no doubt, Gordon. I got a little piece of each one of those guys that somehow or another it's here in the noggin, and it's helped me along the way to survive in this brutal ass business. Christo say, nice to see people are not in denial of regarding global. I mean, whatever, bro. I mean, it's obvious. Sadly, it's obvious. I wish it was a lie. I wish it wasn't true, but God, all you have to do is look around the world, bro. It's crazy, the shit that goes on. Emilio in, Canes 954, Tank in. Let's see. The Miami Buddha. Thank you, Christo. Rosendo says the football gods told me to pray more harder because they worry about our offensive line depth. I think things will work out on the offensive line. I really do. I think they're going to figure all of this out. It just hasn't all shaked down yet. That's all. Remember, last year, you're panicking a little too much. 3 or 5 positions were solid, and Robert Jones and Brandon Shell did a nice job. You got by with your line wasn't great, but it wasn't like this eyesore that it was the prior years. So I expect the line to be a little better this year. You know what I'm saying? I just give it some time. Give it some time. Cowboys want Cook. I just told you, Cap for life. I just told you. Okay? From what I'm, football gods, as I was, meditating, I was told there's really not much of a difference in any of the offers. And I truly believe if there's not much of a difference, he comes to Miami. Let me tell you something. The football guys, okay? A lot of people want to play here. A lot of people that are unemployed are knocking on the door on a consistent basis. Mike McDaniel has made offensive players, they have been put on notice because they watched what was going on down here. They're in line. Miami is on demand. And players want to play for Mike McDaniel. Football gods. That's all I can tell you. So if Dalvin thinks he's the only one that wants to play here, he's mistaken. A lot of people want to play here. Okay? You know where the Dolphins are getting to on offense? Alabama, Georgia, maybe Ohio State. You know how a lot of kids want to go there and they're like, yeah, we only have a certain amount of scholarships. Sorry. Okay.
So, there's things have changed. And don't let media, don't let people that just want to be trolls and they're looking to find negative shit so they can just get your, the Stephen A crap or whoever you guys listen to that just they want to do negative stuff to try to hook you. Oh, no, they're, Tua still could be traded or whatever. They didn't make an offer to Dalvin Cook. It's like some guy reached out to me on Twitter yesterday, goes, sorry, Mike McDaniel has spoken. He's moving on with his running backs. And I'm like, does he cover the team or do I? And it's like, I told him, yo, moron, he has that offer on the table. If he accepts it, he becomes a Dolphin. You do know that, right? It's like, but these are people that probably listen to somebody, some reporter somewhere said that, because I remember there was a report that said that Dolphins didn't, because of the way Dalvin did an interview, it didn't make him look very bright on that moment on that, because they did make the offer. He has the offer on the table. He's had the offer within the 24 hours he was released. Fact. Etched in stone. Okay. Football gods. And so there's not much of a difference in any of this right now for him. So we're going to find out. We're going to find out, baby. We're going to find out. But I am feeling good about it. Duke Tomlinson is in. Isaiah in. Strafasi. What else do we have? Big O, when do you think Dalvin will sign? That I don't know. I thought he would be signing by now, right around last couple of days. So I'm wrong there. He's still holding out a little bit more. I would imagine within the next week. He's probably avoiding a couple of weeks of training camp so he doesn't have to take the beating. Might as well if he's not going to be the number one back. Or maybe he's waiting for an injury or something that somebody's so desperate that then they have to pay. So we'll see. We shall see. On a scale of 1 to 10, how concerned are you with our offensive line? 0. I have no concerns with the offensive line. I have to be given stuff to be concerned about first. It's too early to be concerned. But tremors. Joe Perdomo is in the house, watching live from Seville, Spain. Are you the barber of Seville? Stephen D. Philippus is in the house. Ohio John, I'll be with you in a couple of hours in Ohio. FYI, Dolphin fans, Vegas still has Dolphins win at 9.5. The over is easy money. Yep, take it. Take it. Run with it. Run with it. Remember, 2 p.m. Friday, tomorrow. If you live in Ohio, if you're by Canton, if you're headed to Canton for the weekend to see Zach Thomas get inducted into the Pro Football Hall of Fame, 2 p.m., Shula's Bust, Canton, Pro Football Hall of Fame, all Dolphin fans getting together. In fact, Sean, let's do this. Are you ready? 3, 2, and 1. Dolphin fans, if you're headed out to Canton to see Zach Thomas get into the Pro Football Hall of Fame this weekend, we are meeting Friday at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Shula's Bust. We're all going to gather around Shula's Bust, and we are going to sing the Dolphin fight song and put that baby on social media, and that'll be our tune that we will carry all year long, all the way to Vegas for the Super Bowl. And in the Super Bowl, we will all sing the Dolphin fight song again together at the stadium as the Dolphins win the championship. So let's do it full circle. If you're going to Canton, join us. All right? 2 p.m., Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton. We're all going to meet at Shula's Bust. We're going to film it. We're going to put it on social media, and we're going to send that Dolphin love all over the world. See you all there Friday, August 4th, 2 p.m.
There you go, Sean. Let's bank that one right there. Let's see. I still don't get why we hired Butch Berry. I'm concerned he could be a problem. Dude, Mike McDaniel's job is the head coach. It's his job to put together a staff. He put together a pretty damn good staff. He tweaked it a little. You got to trust him. And he deserves your trust. Remember, you can make a donation through Cash App or Venmo at Cash Big O Show. And you can make a Bitcoin donation. We got a little bit of a dip here going on, which beautiful time to make a Bitcoin donation if you're going to make a donation. So thank you all out there. Cash Big O Show at Cash App or Venmo. Cash Big O Show. Josh is in the house. Jonathan Taylor wants to be here. Well, he's not going anywhere. It doesn't matter. He's stuck there. That's a useless one. He's locked in. That one. I'm talking about people that are unemployed. Okay. All right. They're like knocking on the door, ringing doorbells, calling, sending passenger, or what is it? No, messenger pigeons or whatever that's called. Everything. Telegraphs, satellites, Skylink from Tesla, everything. They're sending signals, bat signals. I mean, smoke signals. Weed is legal in a lot of states. Smoke signals. Chris is getting everything. In fact, a Chinese balloon landed on the Dolphin facility the other day. Okay. Seattle picked it up from somewhere, and then somebody that's free agent in Seattle sent it over, and it landed here. Biden again chose not to shoot it down. Christo. Thank you for the love on the super chat. Appreciate you, sir. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Chad is in. Eddie Lepp in. Mickey. Kyle Cockrell. Heyo. I was telling you about Caspa. Now look at what it's doing. I'm not a Caspa guy. What was it? Is it going up? Is Caspa going up? Good for you, bro. I got to look it up. Miami FLA 305. His birthday is 8/10. Will he be present to sign with the Finns? That would be a nice birthday present for him and for us. I like it. I mean, eventually he's, like I tweeted out yesterday, I expect him to be a 2023 Warrior for the Miami Dolphins. Big O, you better effing believe I'll be downloading the viral Dolphin fight song around the Jaws bust. There we go, Willie. Love you, brother. Cash the Jeweler says, when we win the big game next day, I'll have a dolphin tattooed on me. There you go. Alejandro says, hope you and Sean have a safe trip and a great visit in Ohio. Good luck with Zach's interview. Let him know we are very proud of him. I will. I haven't heard anything about Christian's contract. It'll get done, dude. It'll get done. Don't worry about it. That'll get done. They love that guy. It's just, that's how negotiations are. One of the things that I think Chris Kerr just doesn't hand out money. So he negotiates these contracts, and even in the big money contracts, he's trying to negotiate ways to get out of them too. So it's very Andy Ellisberg type. Like, notice he's a hardliner with contracts. He'll sign 1-year deals. If he thinks he can get a guy, he'll hook him for a second year, and he controls that second year. His trading, more often than not, he gets the best of trades more often than not. Dalvin Cook, you had 95% of the media telling you, the Dolphins are going to trade for him. Go look at all the articles. They're all there in Google. And then they said, they're going to sign him and all that. Dude, and that's not who he is. He's a hard line negotiator overall. Is he going to be great and imperfect? Of course not. He's going to screw up like Pat Riley, who's the greatest. And he screws up and has screwed up a lot lately, actually. Sometimes you get on a hot roll and you got a hot pair of dice. Sometimes you got some funk and you run into a couple of bad decisions. But when you're pretty, it's funny when I hear people pick on Chris Grier, because it's like, well, wait a minute. If this is the best team since the early 90s, how can he be a bad GM? You know, it's like, and it's like the idiot that complains about Noah Igbenogany when everything else they do in the secondary, they hit home runs on. And so, yeah, the one guy they failed on. But then you don't point at all the other guys that they hit on. It's Chris Grier is the best GM you've had here in decades. He can draft, he can trade, he can find street free agents. He finds guys in the middle of the season to help you out. The Bethel Johnson kid, right? Or is it Bethel Johnson or whatever? The speed guy. They picked him up in the middle of last year. He's helped out. He's still around helping out.
Justin Bethel.
That's it. Still around. Made a couple plays already in training camp. You're like, and he's like the last corner. They just find people. Brandon Shell came out of freaking nowhere. You're like, who the hell is this guy? So you got a guy that knows how to handle all this stuff. And he'll get the Christian Wilkins contract done. Don't be concerned. Trust me on that one. The tight end room doing, you know what, Duke? It's a solid group. It's not, you know, let's not become Richie Rich here. Trying to find a more modern term of a big time famous spoiled kid. Is there one nowadays? Who is it? Sweet Life of Zach and Cody? Okay, let's not get Sweet Life of Zach and Cody. Okay? I know you want to live the sweet life. You know, they tried to get Darren Waller. You know what I'm saying? They got a great receiving core. They got an explosive running back core. The tight ends are solid. They're not special. They're solid. As I told you, it's all about getting Higgy with it. Or, what is it? Cameron, whatever. What's his name? Tanner Connor. That's where you're going to get dynamic play from tight ends. If there's going to be dynamic play. But they're still searching for it. The guy's been here 1 year. So this is his second year. They tried to get Darren Waller. They're going to try to get they want it. That's part of it. But they don't grow on trees. There's only a couple of those guys. So the tight end position will be serviceable. Dude, I watched Dan Marino, and take no offense because I love the guy. Got nothing against him. But I watched Dan Marino with Joe Rose, Dan Johnson, Bruce Hardy. Might have been a fourth guy that I'm missing. You know what I mean? Once in a while, he ran into a Keith Jackson and had a dynamic guy or something. But if you got a good quarterback, you can make your tight end serviceable and make it a guy that can help you move the chains, put it that way. And that's what I think they have in those guys. Do they have a guy that's going to rip off a 45-yarder? No, they don't. So stop asking for it. Stop expecting it. Stop worrying about it. What you have are three professionals like Joe Rose, Dan Johnson, Bruce Hardy. In fact, I'm glad I just thought of that because that's exactly what Tyler Kroft and now I'm brain farting. Tyler Kroft, Smythe, and Salbert. Dan Johnson, Bruce Hardy, Joe Rose. I'm fine. I have an accurate quarterback. I'm good. Oh, I have Tyreek. I have Duper Clayton. I have Tyreek Waddle sucking up all the attention. I've got Braxton Berrios creating havoc in the middle. My tight end doesn't have to work that hard to get me 7 yards. See what I'm saying? You know, it's, as I've said many times, being old sucks. Your body falls apart. you got to wake up at 6, 7 in the morning because you have no choice because your body wants to wake you up no matter what, even if you went to sleep at 2 or at 10. Doesn't matter. There's a lot of things that are negative about getting old, okay? Your metabolism slows down, testosterone, whatever it is, you lose your hair, whatever. I mean, so many things happen to you. But there's one thing that's good about getting old. You get perspective, you have experience, you go through things, you're going to experience them over again. Bruce Hardy, Dan Johnson, Joe Rose, Salbert, Smythe, and who's the third one now? I'm forgetting. Oh, Croft. And any of us that lived that other offense with that other guy, and those guys weren't like super dynamic, but they were all clutch. They all caught the ball. They all moved the chains, and they were all solid players. Nothing wrong with that. I think that's what you have at tight end. Old people will be able to relate with me because they lived it with me. Young people, I don't know if I can come up with a trio like that. That's younger. I don't think so. So I'd have to go back to those guys. How about that? When I see Joe next time, I want to say, "Hey, Joe, that's you guys out there." He's like, "Oh, what?" And I'll explain it to him. And he might agree. Willie says, Chris Greer is not perfect, but he is the best thing since Bobby Beathard. Probably. Steven says, oh, how about Messi, huh? The guy's unreal. What a player. He has turned all those players and turned them into great players. Can't believe how he's turned that franchise around with his presence. Big time. And let me tell you, last night was a lot of fun to watch it, and it sucked to, wait for the delay. I feel bad for the fans that were there. That must have been, a pain in the ass to have to wait through all of that. But last night they won 3-1. Messi had 2 goals. I thought the Martinez thing was genius on Tata's part because you can't give it all to Messi. You want to spread the love. Roger Taylor's been getting, some run. Taylor again was fantastic. Cramachi, that ball that he came into the zone off the left side of the box. When he came into that hole in the zone, grabbed the ball, turned around, went in the box and made that pass. I mean, Cramachi deserves a lot of love, for that play. Taylor, Cramachi played well. Martinez played well. Jordi Alba came in at left back right away, and you saw how he made a difference. The passes. Now, I'll tell you, Busquets makes a lot of good passes, but he does have his share of turnovers, okay? And maybe he needs to still get in his own rhythm, you know what I'm saying? But, I mean, Callender played terrific again. It's just the confidence of that team is just at another level. The stadium, obviously, you can tell is electric. There's fans everywhere. The supporters groups are going nuts. You got stars in every single game now coming out to it. It's a blast, man. I mean, I told you guys yesterday, I couldn't wait for 8:00. I know we had to end up waiting for 9:35, but this has become must-see TV now. You know what I mean? And it's going to get – are any of you out there watching now that you don't like soccer and you're watching it now because you're intrigued? Are any of you that are like maybe fence straddlers? They're like, you don't hate it, but you don't like it, but you'll give it a chance, and it's got you hooked. I'm wondering how many of you are, because I'm going to watch no matter what, even when they suck, when it's the Miami FC, when it's the other type of strikers, when it's the strikers when I was a kid. It doesn't matter for me. I'm going to watch no matter what. The Fusion, I've always been a hardcore soccer supporter, a local soccer supporter, okay? Always been that. Anybody that knows my career knows that I've always been on the side of local soccer. But I don't count. I'm going to watch anyways. I'm going to root anyways. I'm going to support anyways. I'm wondering, those of you out there that either diss soccer or don't really care, but I wonder how many of you now are intrigued, because I don't know about you, but those games are entertaining as hell. And some of you that say soccer isn't entertaining, I'm wondering if you're entertained by this. So, Barrios, ideal slot receiver. Yes, Barrios is going to be a monster. I've always thought he would be the number 3. Hardy was a decent tight end. Watching that offense was fun. This year will be special. Go Fins. They were all good. Hardy, Dan Johnson, Joe Rose. Those guys were all solid, dude. Big O, you forgot about Farrell Edmonds. Yeah, I know, but I got to tell you something. I never trusted his hands. No matter what, he Farrell Edmonds was the guy that teased us and never really reached his potential. Let's be honest now. He had his moments, but he never proved to be a consistently great player. He had great talent, but he never really peaked like his sons have. Let's put it that way. His sons are much better football players than he was. He was too inconsistent with his hands. That's what used to drive me crazy with Farrell Edmonds. All the talent in the world, and he dropped way too many footballs. Bobby Taylor's playing some soccer out there. Yes, he is. Taylor is playing his ass off. He looks good out there. Every Inter Miami game feels like a Lakers game with all the stars in the house. It does, Ray. Everyone on local radio is taking notice on Inter. Well, they should. Well, on QAM, they may have to, some of them, because it's on their station. But Joe's not a soccer hater. He likes soccer. He's not an expert or anything, but he's not a hater. He's never been like that. Even in the days of the Fusion, Joe would have Ray on, and he was supportive. I don't know about Tobin or Leroy. And again, I don't even, I don't, Hawk's a nice guy. I just don't look at him as kind of, I kind of look at him as kind of a goof off on when it comes to sports. I don't really look at it that way. So I don't really know where he stands on that. In 1 month, we went from sideways cross in soccer to tiki-taka football. So much more entertaining style of play now. Yeah. And plus you have brains now. You have people that see the game differently. So they're opening it up for everybody else. And now you have midfielders, which that's been a gaping hole on this team for 4 years. They never have enough people that are creative in the middle. By the way, the Gomez kid, before he had that stupid penalty where early on he came in and he just ran that guy over and got the yellow card, which he deserved. But after that, he had a couple of nice plays. And he's one of those 20-year-olds that they spent some money, a couple $1 million just on the transfer. So he's one of the two that they brought over. They brought an Argentine kid and a Paraguay kid. And I'm very interested. And, dude, Campana is coming off the bench in the 80th minute. You're so loaded now that Campana comes off the bench with a couple of minutes left. I would like to see him play him like 30 minutes because he's good. Campana's got talent. And with these other guys on the pitch, it'll make his life easier. But this team is getting deep now. Because last night when I saw Campana come off in the 8th, I'm like, holy shit, dude. Wow, Campana's coming in the 80th minute? We brought in Alba and Campana late? Get the hell out of here. It was so fun to beat Orlando's ass. Oh, man. And the Araujo guy, and you had Messi pushing him at halftime, going into the locker rooms. I don't know if you saw it. I put out the video. It's on my Twitter feed there at Big O Show. That was good. We had drama last night and everything. Messi was pissed. It was good. It was good. That was a lot of fun last night. I really enjoyed it. I mean, for me, Inter Miami soccer, how is it not must-see TV now? And listen, this Leagues Cup, It's not like this big thing to win or anything, but it is important to this franchise because they have to start winning. They have to start teaching the young guys how to win. Messi knows how to win, and Busquets knows how to win, and Jordi Alba knows how to win, but the franchise hasn't won. The young guys that are here haven't won. The fan base hasn't won. So it's really important to try to win this Leagues Cup, win the U.S. Open Cup. I would love to win the U.S. Open Cup. I've been following, local soccer forever, and I have watched all our local teams perform in the U.S. Open Cup and seen some pretty good runs in the past in the U.S. Open Cup, especially Miami FC had one a few years back that was just absolutely fantastic. They beat 3 MLS teams, I believe, that year. It was awesome, and they were a NASL team beating MLS teams. They had like an $11 million payroll, is what people didn't know that year. Anyway, so I think it's important to win all of this. So this is a lot of fun, man. Really enjoying it. Big O, can I shave your head? Why would you want to shave my locks? Come on, man. I'm in my mid to late 50s, right? Because I'll be 57 October 1st. So I'm a little less than 2 months away from 57. Jesus. And I still have this. So, I gotta hang on to it for a couple more years. Soon I'll have to shave it, of course. Once you bald to a certain point, you can't keep like a patch on, Once you can't dress it up anymore, you got to get rid of it. We're all headed there. But first of all, it isn't too gray. I only have like a couple of gray hairs. I don't have a ton. And no shaving, bro. No, not yet. Not yet. Maybe the younger people, we can say Fasano, Martin, and Peely. Still don't put it with Rose, Johnson, and Hardy. And I like this group, actually. Smythe is good, man. Smythe's a solid football player. Saubert is bigger than I expected, so he's going to be able to block. And the Tyler Croft guy showed me he had a nifty catch in the back of the end zone, which shows me that the guys have some skill set to be blockers, which is very important in this offense, and at the same time be serviceable in catching the ball. Those guys were all right. Fasano was solid. Fasano is an excellent number 2 tight end. He is one of the better number 2 tight ends that the Dolphins have ever had. A mediocre number 1, but an awesome number 2. Ray says Tobin likes soccer, but Leroy not so much, called it stupid at one point. Okay. Yeah, I don't think whenever I've run into them, they're talking any soccer. Matthew Hernandez, all this hype about Cook, I completely forgot we had Eazy-E. Cash the Jeweler says, I'm Uruguayan, so I can't wait for Suarez to come to Miami. It's only a matter of time that's Messi's buddy. Well, and he'd be ready to take a bite out of crime. Guilty. I subscribe to Apple just to watch Messi. I'm not a fan, but I will watch just because of it's Messi. Isaiah, lots of people are like that. That's why the people that were freaking out when Messi got taken out in the last game and people left. What'd you expect, dude? Do you think everybody's an Inter Miami fan? No, a shit ton of people are just Messi fans. So they'll support Inter Miami, but they were there to see Messi. Our Argentine community, they don't have to stay for a whole Inter game. If they're going to go support Messi and a couple of other Argentine players on there, by the way, then that's their right, dude. They paid the ticket. They paid $75, $150, $300, $500 to go there. You can leave whenever you want. It's the same thing. It's all like Miranda Lambert. It's the same shit. That idiot's complaining with these women taking a selfie while she's singing, and they paid $700 a ticket. If they feel like taking a selfie, they can do whatever the hell they want. Shut the hell up, Miranda. Sing. That's what they paid you to do. Each of them are paying $700, not to get scolded by your ass. They paid for your ass to sing. Now sing. And shut up. Miranda Lambert really pissed me off, by the way. You're a paying customer, bro. As long as you're not hurting anybody or throwing things at players or performers or something, as long as you're not doing something criminal, take a picture, take a video, leave early, arrive late. Do whatever the hell you want, dude. You paid the ticket. I go to concerts all the time. I laugh at the dude that is drunk off his ass, and he doesn't even know what happened in that concert. I can tell you things about concerts when I was 15 years old, when I was 25, when I was 35. I remember specific things. Why? Because I'm not going to a concert wasted. I paid for the concert, dude. I want to remember. I'm the geek that says, wow, hey, that's a 5-string bass. That's a 12-string guitar. He's a left-hander. He's a right-hander. I'm the guy noticing all the stupid little things that are going on in the concert and things that are being switched over. And oh, I didn't notice that this guy did this or that guy did this or whatever. And these are things that are going to register in my brain forever. And I'm going to remember them. You think I want to go drunk or stoned out of my mind that I won't remember anything? Doesn't make any sense, dude. Anyway, so if you subscribe just for Messi, that's your right, dude. Good for you. Oscar says, from Lehigh Acres, currently driving through Venice. I'm like you. Grow it long to keep it full. There you go. At least for now. For 57 and little gray hair, some good genes. Or lucky. Maybe just lucky. I'm going to start watching Miami because of Messi. It's a good reason, Oscar. Big O is only 32. Well, that's mentally. Well, actually 12 mentally. Inter Miami has one of the deepest rosters and benches in the MLS, and there's a chance they may still miss the playoffs. Crazy, I know, right? They got to run the table, basically. Messi or Ronaldo? I'm going Messi over Ronaldo. It's Pelé or Messi or Maradona or Messi. I think all three of them, I take them over Ronaldo. That's just me. It's all subjective, bro. Let's see. Same thing with all the drunk people at football games waste their money. Yeah, dude, you're not enjoying the football game. I never understand that. I gotta say, I didn't watch as much of the Marlins game last night. Once the soccer game started, I kind of kicked the Marlins game aside and I kind of looked at it half-assed. I was surprised they came back. So that was cool. Soler got the home run late. But I was kind of half-assing it, to be quite honest. I was really all into the football match. I was really into that. Do you like to lie to yourself? I'm just wondering. Because I don't think lying to yourself or saying something that you are lying to yourself, but we know you're lying to yourself. I don't think that's a good thing either, right? Because that doesn't make you look good. So Joe Mixon took a monster pay cut to stay with the Cincinnati Bengals. So when they asked him about his pay cut, he said, I see the bigger picture. I see the task at hand and what we're trying to build. He's talking about Mike Brown and the Bengals. Anyways, in order to keep other players here in pieces here, sometimes you have to sacrifice. He told Bengals.com, I felt like this year was the year to sacrifice on the Super Bowl team we can potentially be. That was my stance on it. We agree on a number with great compensation this year with the incentives off my last year. I feel like they allowed me to work to be able to make the money back. That's cool. I'll work for it. Then he goes on to say, hopefully with the union of players, we'll try to do whatever we can to uplift that market, he said. Joe, some called the fullback. That disappeared too, Joe. Okay. The safety position doesn't really command a ton of money. Very few safeties are going to get a lot of money. It just happens that way. Okay, the post center has gone. The goon in hockey is gone. The guard that you used to use for the wedge in special teams, gone. The returner, there are less returners now. Why? Because you only need a punt returner. Kick returners are no longer needed. Why? Because the ball's going through the end zone most of the time. Although they may add the XFL one, which actually would be a cool thing. But anyway, my point is, life happens. And we've talked all about this, right? From toll takers to all kinds of things that you used to see. And now you go to McDonald's and there's a kiosk and there's less people at registers and so on and so forth. People are being phased out. Jobs get phased out. New jobs become, the thing. And so that happens. It's life. So if he wants to lie to himself that he was doing it for the better of the team, Cincinnati was doing it for the better of their organization. And they were doing it because, Joe, you don't take a pay cut, we're cutting your ass and we'll go get somebody else. Because your position is interchangeable. Unless you're Barry Sanders, you are interchangeable. So if you're not Barry Sanders, then you're not that special. We can go get another one, and we can get by with another one. But if Joe Mixon wants to lie to himself, you can go ahead. I would have respected more that he would have said, I had to take the pay cut because we got a chance to win a Super Bowl, and it sucks to lose the money, but I got a shot to win. And that's the only reason why, but I'm not happy about it. I would have given that 1,000% respect, but what we're trying to build here, and you got to sacrifice and all that. Joe Burrow's not sacrificing. Joe Burrow's going to take a big freaking contract. And when that receiver needs to get paid, that guy ain't going to take a break either. Okay? They're going to want to get paid. And that's why, Joe, you're getting paid less, because they want to use that money for other people, not you. But you go ahead and lie to yourself. Hilarious, dude. The naivete is hilarious. All right, let's go with birthdays today. Tom Brady is 46 years old. We just lost him. Tony Bennett was born on this date back in 1926. We just lost him a couple weeks ago here in 2023. It's a pretty good list so far. James Hetfield, lead singer of Metallica, is 60 years old. Entrepreneur and jailbird Martha Stewart is 82 years old. Already, that's that right there, right? That's it. I don't even need to go anymore. That's a pretty strong list for birthdays today. Evangeline Lilly, she is 44 years old today. Michael Ealy, always playing like a crazy, demented dude. The actor is 50 years old today. Ryan Lochte probably has 2 to 3 brain cells in his head. Maybe, I'm being generous, maybe 1 brain cell. He is 39 years old today. Isaiah I Got Screwed on television by Rhonda, by Rhimes, Washington, is 60 years old today. Poor guy. Got railroaded off of Grey's Anatomy. Said one thing, cancel culture. Todd Gurley, 29 years old today. He's only 29, dude. He's only 29. And he's gone from football for the last couple of years. He came in like a whirling dervish, got that big contract, busted the knee, and at 29 today, he is out of football. That is crazy. Or maybe is he somewhere as a backup now, right? I think he's out, actually. Let's see, what else do we have here? Martin Sheen, how about that, is 83 years old today. What a hell of a list, dude. One hell of a list today for famous birthdays, dude. Wow. All right, today in music history, Let's tell you what went on. In 1968, Hello, I Love You from The Doors became the second and final number one single for the band. In 1971, on this date, Paul McCartney announced that he was forming Wings. In 74, on this date, Bad Company went to number one on the album charts with their self-titled debut album, Bad Company, Till the Day I Die. 1987, on this date, Def Leppard released their fourth studio album, Hysteria. In 85, Tears for Fears started a three-week run on the top of the singles charts with Shout, Shout, Let It All Out. These are the things. All right, in 91, Metallica, James Hetfield, birthday today, held a playback party at New York's Madison Square Garden to launch their self-titled album. Nirvana's Kurt Cobain and Kurt Novoselic also attended. So that was the Black Album, right? Is that the Black Album, the one that's just Metallica? I think, right? 91. That might be it. And how about that? They also did it on James' birthday too, back in 91. In 2008, Kid Rock had the number one song in the UK with All Summer Long. There you go. All righty. Anything going on in camp there, Sean? Anything at camp? Any tremors? Anything?
Not that I see.
Huh?
Not that I see.
Okay. All right. Jalen Waddle's playlist, just 2 songs in. My favorite of camp so far. He opened with NWA and followed with Ghetto Boys. Strong, old school stuff. Okay. All right. Practice just started. All right. I got Jalen Ramsey there on crutches on the sidelines watching. All right, I like it. Ken Helm says, Mike McDaniel says he's excited about Austin Jackson. Jackson has flashed some really great things, and there have been some times the defense has had the edge. Mike says it's a good competition. Shad. Yeah, he hasn't played well, Ken. It's not true. I'm not buying that, by the way. Just so you know. Eichenberg's done a decent job. I have not been convinced with Jackson. I get the coach is not going to, he never goes up there and rips a player. It's not what he does. You know that. I know that. So, it's kind of like some of these riders, including my man Joe, the running backs and talk about Taylor and trade for this guy, and no, he wrote about Saquon. I'm like, bro, have you learned anything about Chris Greer? He's not trading for Saquon. It's not paying Saquon. So why are you people talking about Jonathan Taylor and Saquon and stuff like that? And why are you talking about trading for Dalvin Cook? He doesn't do any of that. Nobody's doing any of that, by the way. You know what? We got to stop with that shit now. It's not a Chris Greer thing. I've been telling you this about Chris Greer for a while now, for over a year, maybe a couple of years now. But it's a league thing. Nobody's trading for running backs, and apparently nobody's paying running backs. So until we start seeing people trade for a back, and give up, not, hey, yeah, I'll give you a 6-rounder for him because they're borrowing him for a year. He's got a year left on his deal or something. No, I'm talking about a real trade. Or until we see somebody get a real extension, this is a thing. It's over now for running backs. There's nothing that's going to be fixed. This is the way the position is going to go. And that's it. And unless you're a complete freak, unless you're a young Derrick Henry, that you say, my God, this guy is such a game changer that we can't let him go. It's not going to happen. Okay. Yes, I saw Cardi B throw the microphone, and apparently she's in trouble. I think they charged her. They might have charged her with assault or something like that. In a way, I don't blame her for throwing the mic because the idiot threw a drink at her. Okay, and not that I'm some Cardi B fan or I even respect her music, but I'm on her side on this one. So, what can I tell you? What's the market doing? Is the question. What is the market doing? What is going on with Bitcoin? We still going sideways? I went up a little bit, a little over 29,300. Kind of going sideways. All coins are the ones that are taking a beating right now. That's what's going on. So we might have like an ugly August. I've always felt that we're going to start feeling the turn in September, October. That's what I've thought since last year. Late last year, I thought it would be September, October. Let's see what happens. I don't think it'll be a fun August, but I think September and October is when we start to turn, and then getting into the year, and then at the beginning of next year is when like 2024 is going to be beautiful. It's going to be so beautiful. So beautiful. It's going to be an election year, so they're going to rig it so it blows up, and investors are going to enjoy. All right, I am out of here. Sean is out of here. We got to go, man. We got traveling to do, folks. Okay, we got places to go, people to see. All right. On behalf of Sean Stanley and yours truly, we are headed to Canton. We'll be broadcasting live. Who knows how many times, whatever, but all weekend. Sunday, a Zach Thomas interview will drop. We will have a Zach Thomas interview. I don't know when it'll drop, in the afternoon, evening, whatever, but it'll drop. So make sure you hit the notification bell. We'll be broadcasting live from out there. We'll be posting shorts, all kinds of stuff on YouTube. So make sure you hit the notification bell. Make sure you subscribe. And if you're going to Canton, tomorrow, 2 p.m., we're meeting at the Pro Football Hall of Fame in Canton, where we're all going to gather around Don Shula's bust and sing the Dolphin Fight song. Okay? That will be our theme for the entire season leading to the Super Bowl, when the Miami Dolphins win their third Super Bowl in their history. And Tua Tagovailoa will be leading the way. We'll see you from Canton. Same time, same place, same bat channel.